Hey guys, this is Nod Lammers of Invoked 101, and today I'm doing my Invoked Cyber Dragon build. Now, there have been some new stuff, there has been new stuff for the Invoked, there has been new stuff for the Cyber Dragon, so yeah, it has taken me a bit to get all this stuff because it does come out of Shadows of Valhalla, but if you guys actually, I did open up a Patreon, so just by donating $1 a month, to me, not only will you get your name shouted out in the next video, like I'll put it up on the screen so you'll be able to see it, you will also be helping me be able to produce better and more frequent Yu-Gi-Oh content and more deck profiles. And also I can start doing pack openings if that happens. So yeah, if you want to help support me, I have a Patreon, the link is in the description below. But yeah, so I did build this. This is a little bit more experimental because I took my latest Invoked deck and my latest Cyber Dragon deck and kind of just mushed them together. I figured there wasn't anything in between the two decks that wouldn't be there with, like, if they were together. So like separated, I just kind of put them together. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the Invoked Engine stuff first. So let's move everything out of the way. So it is just kind of a quick build, but I like the ratios that I got. So for our Invoked Engine, we're of course playing 3 Alistair the Invoker. Just a really good card. He's one of the engines in the deck, and he actually has quite a bit of synergy with most fusion decks. So him being in here does kind of help. So for the other cards we're playing, I'm playing 2 Invocation. I decided to play 2. I did have 3 in the deck, but I felt that 2 was a little bit better right now because there are other fusion cards in this deck. I'm also playing 1 Book of the Law for the Meltdown Invoker. Now, some people don't really care for Book of the Law. I actually really like it. I think it's quite a neat card, so I put 1 in here. And then for the last bits of our engine, I'm running 3 of the field spell. This searches Alistair, and the reason I'm playing 3 of this is because I am playing Power Bond in the deck. And we're playing a lot more fusion cards in this variant, so I felt that protecting our fusion summons would be a lot more valuable here and we're also not playing the Mech Knights, so having 3 isn't as detrimental. So basically you kind of revert back to the Artifact Winwich Invoked Engine right here. And then of course I'm also playing 3 Terraforming in the deck to search our field spell. So there we go. That's our Invoked Engine. I like these numbers. I think that these are the more optimal. I guess you could play 41 or 42 and play a 3rd Invocation. I couldn't find something that I wanted to take out that wasn't Invocation. So now let's move on to the Cyber Dragon monsters. So the rest of this is actually a pretty standard looking Cyber Dragon deck for a lot of it. So what we're playing is, I'm playing 3 Cyber Dragon. I'll zoom out a little bit. Let me zoom out a little bit so I can actually fit like more cards on the screen. I'm playing 3 Cyber Dragon, just the standard one. If you play Cyber Dragons, you kind of have to play 3 of the original one, just because that's kind of what the deck needs to function to a degree. I'm playing 3 Core. Core is really good. He searches your cyber spells and traps, and also is Cyber Dragon on the field and the grave, so he's a machine dupe target. Just an all-around good card. One of the best Cyber Dragon cards we have. Next up, I'm playing 3 of the new guy. I'm playing 3 Hers, and you can't fully see him, but that's okay. Hers, when he's sent to the graveyard, he searches Cyber Dragon from grave or deck, and then if he's special summoned, you get to make him level 5, but you can only use 1 effect per turn, and you can only use each effect once and only 1 effect per turn. So that's the hindrance with Hers. I think Core has the same restriction. And then for our last Cyber Dragon, I'm playing 1 copy of Veer. I felt out of all the other Cyber Dragon monsters, Veer was the next best one, as whenever you normal a special summon Cyber Dragon, you get to summon this as well, so it puts another body on board. It just helps the strategy just go forward a little bit, which is like, that's okay. I just felt Veer was probably the next best one. It also does help link summon, so like, if you special summon this Cyber Dragon and you want to keep him on field, you can special summon this as well, and then normal summon Alistair, and then link into Madness Invoker. So I just felt like him being an extender was very nice. So that's it for the Cyber Dragon monsters. You can run dry if you want to run dry. I'm just not. For our honorary Cyber Dragon monsters, we have one Cyber L-Tannin to wipe the board. You can also search it off of Repair Plant and what's the new one? Emergency. And then we can also search Galaxy Soldier off of Repair Plant. So I'm playing 3 Galaxy Soldiers still. If you play Cyber Dragons, you kind of have to play 3 of him just like mandatorily. It's just how it goes. And that's it for the Cyber Dragon stuff. And real quick, I am playing 3 hand traps in the deck. I'm playing 3 Ash. Because this was in the Invoked deck, I was like, I might as well throw it in here. It makes Purgatrio. It's just a good hand trap. You can put Veilers in if you want. You can put 3 Called. You could also take this out completely and put in other Cyber Dragons. Like if you don't want to play this, some cards I would recommend. Let me find my stack of Cyber Dragon stuff. You could probably put in like 2 Dre. If you don't want to play the Ash, I would put in 2 Dry and either a 3rd Rev System, a second Repair Plant, or like Monster Reborn. Just maybe. Those are just some options. You could probably also put in a 3rd Veer, so you can just make the Cyber Dragon engine bigger. But yeah, so that's just something that I'm playing in the deck. And then on for the Cyber spells, we have, I'm playing 3, 2, and 1. So I'm playing 3 Emergency because it's the card that you want to see the most in your opening hand, just because it searches the entire Cyber Dragon part of the deck. I'm playing 2 Rev because, and really it came down to, do I want to revive stuff more or do I want to search things more? And I decided I wanted to get more field presence. So yeah, I went with 2 Rev System, and then I went with 1 Repair Plant. So those are just like my numbers. You can mess with these as much as you want, realistically, but I would only play 6 Cyber spells. So that's just me, that's just me. As for other stuff that goes with the Cyber deck, I'm running 3 Machine Dupe because we have like 6 targets in the deck for it, so literally no reason to not run 3 Machine Dupe. 2 Power Bond, it protects us from, the field spell protects this from getting like hit, so it's whatever. And 2 Instant Fusion, so. That's the main deck. That is the main deck. I like these numbers. Okay, so for the extra, so real quick before we go into the extra deck, I do want to mention that Cyber Dragon Noxter, who is the jump promo in Japan for Cyber Dragons, actually would make Invoke Cyber Dragons really good because it can revive a light machine monster with 2100 attack or defense, meaning it can revive Mechaba. So if we had Noxter, this deck would function just a little bit smoother and actually have a bit more like mesh to it. But as it stands right now, it's not super optimal, but I do think that Invoke Cyber Dragon could be a little bit better in the future once we get Noxter. Because you can revive Mechaba with it. Mechaba has 2100 defense, meaning it fits the requirements for Noxter. So I would run 3. I actually only own 2 of them, and I don't want to play the super rare. So that's just me being picky. I don't want to play the super, I like the secret, so. But yeah, that's just me being picky. For our other Invoke stuff, I'm running 1 Purgatrio as well. I'm also running a Cockchus because again, for the Crusadia matchup, this is just to summon off Ash. This is for Crusadia. Instant Fusion target is Ragin. So I'm still playing him, and then I'm also playing Invoked Elysium for our Invoked Fusions. So this is all the Invoked Fusion stuff we're playing. Elysium's actually quite a bit easier to get out in this deck. Like it's not, like no joke, it's super easy to summon in this deck. So that's the invoked part. Actually no, we also have a little bit more, but we'll come back to that when we get to the Link monsters. But that's the invoked fusions. For Cyber Dragon fusions, I'm running 2 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragons. I felt that this was probably the best Cyber Dragon fusion to add to the extra deck to summon off Power Bond. I'm also running 2 Mega Fleet. So the option was either 1 Mega Fleet and 1 Fortress, or 2 Fortress or 2 Mega Fleet. I went with the 2 Mega Fleet. I felt that it's better this format. I honestly think Mega Fleet is better than Fortress, and like that's just the way that it is. Mega Fleet just has more application right now, so I went with the Mega Fleet. I think that's it for the fusions, yeah. So that's it for the fusion monsters. For our XEs, I'm running 1 Nova, 1 Infinity. If you're playing Cyber Dragons, there's no reason to not run these guys because the deck actually makes them quite easily. So one each. Also, you actually can't turn Raging into Cyber Dragon Nova, which is unfortunate, but this is the way things go. And as for Link monsters, I'm running one Madness Invoker because he's really good. He's super easy to summon this deck. You special summon Cyber Dragon, normal summon Alistair the Invoker, and then you search Invocation and you link them into this guy, and then you can invoke them into Mechaba. So there you go. Very nice. And then I'm also running 2 Cyber Dragon Seeger. Now this isn't as easy to make as this. In this deck, you still can make this pretty easily because there are games where you won't see Alistair at all. Granted, he is like a 13 card engine in this deck, so he actually does chew up almost a quarter of the deck. Actually, no, he's chewing up almost half of the deck because like 20 cards, 13. So, yeah, I guess it's closer to a quarter. But yeah, so those are the Link monsters I decided to go with. Seeger, you kind of got to play in the deck, and Madness Invoker. You could probably run 2 of them and 1 of him. I think that might actually be a better ratio, is 2 Madness Invoker over the Seegers. But at the same time, most of the deck is Light Machine, so this might actually be the better one. It's like one of those things where you'll notice it as you play the deck. But yeah, that's it. That's all the deck has. That's it for the deck. It's not... This deck isn't super competitive. It's not insane. It's not like, whoa, it can do this. It can drop 50 cards. No, it's just this like, it's a niche little deck that is interesting to play around with and fun when it pops off. It does work. I will tell you that. It does work a little bit together because, you know, Cyber Dragon's a fusion deck, or at least it has a good amount of fusion monsters to mess around with. Invoked is a fusion deck with a really good light type machine fusion, and it also has a Link monster that kind of supports Cyber Dragon. Book of the Law is really good in this deck, is actually kind of good in this deck. I like it because it converts any of the invoked fusion monsters into something, so there's that. The Cyber Dragon stuff is pretty good. It's what basically runs this deck. The Alistair stuff is okay. But yeah, so tell me what you guys think in the comments below. There are other cards that I do wish I could have fit in here. Like, I do wish I could have put more Cyber Spell and Traps in. Oh, this actually isn't that's the wrong pile. I do wish I could have fit in more like other stuff like Overload Fusion. I wish I could have put that in here. I wish that I could have fit in like the Monster Reborn and the Dries. There's stuff I wish I could have put in here, but yeah, so tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.